Hi there and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to take you on a plot tour, but I'm going to try and do it in one take. Never tried this before, so there'll be no editing. It's going to be warts and all, and I'm going to go around and show you everything that's been growing well and everything that hasn't. The things that the mistakes I've made and the things that have done really well this year. So first of all, I think it's only right by starting with my kiwi vine. Let's just spin this round. Okay, the kiwis, Kiwi Jenny, has actually produced some lovely looking kiwis. We have about 6. There's another couple just at the back, and the kiwi vine itself is looking very lush, very healthy. It's actually started to climb up right up the top there, so I need to probably train it back down so I can go along this way and across here, and we'll have some kiwis dangling down next year hopefully. My gold crest conifers even are filled out nicely to create the green wall, but this is how you walk into my plot. So here's my tunnel or my archway with the Montana clematis, and believe it or not, even in August it started producing some extra flowers just at the top there. Not sure why, but just a couple. So we go through. The new bananas that I planted last year have taken well, and in fact they've even sent up a new baby. So one banana plant became 2. We've got fig trees on the left and right, and this has been my first success. So this has been bagging up the figs. You'll see a few of my videos where I've showed you what I did and why I've done it, and that's to protect them from the birds. So if I just look inside, they're all starting to ripen now. These are the brown turkey fig, as you can see, real good size, really juicy, and because I've had the bag on them, the birds have not been pecking at them and really damaging my fruit. So they're doing well, but like anything, we're now going to have a glut of figs, I think, for those in there. So even some of these bags contain 3, 4, even 5 figs, but as they get bigger, they're getting a bit tight in there. My Braeburn apples, they're doing well. They won't be far off being ready, I don't think. They're a decent size, and again, they're looking nice as well. Sometimes you get lots of these pock marks on them, but this year they're looking really nice. I think I'll get some Braeburn apples soon. I've already had the apricots off the apricot tree, but sadly the birds took all my cherries. If you saw my last video, I was setting up this solar powered waterfall. Now the sun is behind a big tree at the moment, hence why it's not powering or pumping out as quickly as it can. If I just put the microphone over, you just hopefully be able to pick up on that sound. Lovely sitting next to this pond and just hearing that trickling water. So really impressed with the solar powered waterfall, and my lily pads, they've been nice as well. I haven't had time this year to trim my topiary reindeer. You can see the 4 legs. Hopefully we've got the body and just the beginning of the shoulders and head. Hopefully I'll give that a trim before the year's out. My pears have done fantastic. I've never had pears this big before. I've been taking a few home. They are still hard, so I've been putting them in the fruit bowl and they've been ripening up. Really sweet, real juicy pear, those. I did try them in the bag. Don't know whether that's actually caused them to become mottled or not, but the ones that are not in the bag, most of them seem to be much nicer. In fact, look at the size of that one. Absolute beauty of a pear, and we've got a nice good harvest of them as well. Wouldn't be one of my videos without showing off my banana trees. Again, they are in full leaf now. Some of them must be over 15 foot high, and the new babies have been sent out for the bottom, or should I say the pups. So this is a new one. Growing very nicely. Really healthy. You can dig them out from the base if you get enough root on them, and then you can move them around. And that's exactly what I did with this one. Just managed to dig it out, place it in the ground, and again another little pup there. So I bought one banana tree about 5 years ago, and I must have over 10 now. I think we'll go inside the greenhouse, see how that's looking. The tomatoes are all coming now. All you gardeners will know that you do start, as soon as you start getting 1 or 2 tomatoes, they all start going red. But I've got 3 different varieties. I've got the cherry toms, the tumbling toms, which are the low down variety, which tumble out the pots. And then I've got in fact, back over here, we've got the money maker, slightly larger variety. They haven't quite started turning yet. They're mostly all still green, but I will be getting lots of cherry tomatoes, plenty to give away to friends and family. My melons haven't done very well. Loads of leaves, loads of vines, but no melons on these ones. Don't know whether I just grew too many or I fed them the wrong thing, but we don't seem to have melons in here. We've got a couple of melons in the Polytunnel, which I'll show you, but these ones, not so good. But at the back here, this is my cucumber plants. These have been the star of the show. Not quite ready yet, a bit skinny that one at the moment, but these have been producing 2 or 3 cucumbers every other day. So fantastic. In fact, there's one nearly ready, starting to swell up nicely now. Another day or so, there'll be another cucumber. But one thing I've really enjoyed growing this year, and everyone said they are very fun to grow, they are the Cucamelon. Like too many leaves in the way of that. There's one. Look at that, how cute are they? Really lovely pattern. They look like a watermelon on the outside, and they taste a cucumber with a hint of lime on the inside. You basically just pick them off and eat them as they are. In fact, let's try one. Here we go. So there's the Cucamelon. Well, very limey, that one. Hopefully you can see inside that. It's like a mini cucumber. You just eat the whole thing. Yeah, very hint of lime in there, but mainly cucumber. These are my 2, in fact, they're my solar powered fans. So on the outside, there's the solar panel pointing at the sun, and I can feel that that's just giving me a nice little cool breeze coming in to help regulate the temperatures in here and give it some fresh air. That one comes blowing at me, and that one takes the hot air and pumps it out. Very clever little setup. I'd recommend for anyone's greenhouse. And I leave that door open, so this air is pumping straight the way down at all times, just giving these plants extra fresh air and steady airflow to just help reduce things like blight and other fungal diseases. In fact, look, these little fellas are everywhere. Quite well camouflaged, and then all of a sudden you just see them. They're hanging off. They grow absolutely all over the place. They're like a trailing vine. Really good. So I've been picking tons of them. They're actually planted over there, but the plants itself come all the way this way, and I've even found them tangled inside my tomato plants over here. So yeah, they're the Cucamelons. Really recommend them. I'll be doing them again next year. And then finally, before we come out this greenhouse, we've got the grapes. These are the Lakemont seedless white grape variety. Not quite ready yet. A couple of them really starting to swell up now, but there'll be another couple of weeks, and then I'm going to try making some juice out of them. But always get a good crop of grapes off this grapevine. It's planted outside, and I've trained it inside. So tons and tons of bunches of grapes here, ready in a couple of weeks. So coming back outside the greenhouse, we'll go around. Rhubarb's still going bananas. These are the medlar, or the dog's arse fruit, because each one is supposed to look like a dog's bottom. I've covered them up because the birds ate them all last year. I want to try them this year, but they won't be ready for a little while yet. So they're the medlar fruit. I've got my second pear tree. This is the conference pear, and these ones just as good as the others. Still very hard now, but I reckon if I pick that off and put it in the fruit bowl, it would ripen and soften quite nicely. But lots of pears on here as well. Going to get a good harvest of pears. Coming back down, there's my no-dig soft fruit area, which will be getting covered by a full-on cage next year. But the autumn raspberries have just started. I notice they're a bit early, seeing as we're middle of August. They're the red ones, and I think around this side we've got some yellow ones. Yeah, they're the yellow raspberries. I actually think there's more flavour in the red ones, but they do taste very similar. So yellow and red raspberries. And then behind me here is the blackberry wall, or one of the blackberry walls. Look at the amount of these. These, again, because of the summer we've had in the UK, they have grown extra early, or ripened extra early. But if you look how many there is here, and plenty more to ripen, I think we're going to be eating those for quite a while to come yet. Plenty of blackberries. Last few years I've lost all my plums to the birds, so again, drastic measures. I've got the fruit bags on them and they're ripening up nicely. In fact, some of them probably can come off now. Finally coming round to the sweet corn and pumpkin bed. So here's the first first pumpkin that grew. That's hanging off this vine here, and it's already ripened. These should not ripen till about September, October time, but they've ripened too early. I'm hoping I'm going to get some new ones off this vine, which seems to have broken free. And I did spot a couple of new ones here. Yeah, there's a new one coming. So we might still get some pumpkins, who knows. But the sweet corn, that is very nearly ready. You normally know it's ready because the top, these hairy bits, go brown, which it has. So they're possibly ready to try, but I might just give it another week and see what they're like. But they're looking good. There's success this year. I had to protect them with this cage structure because the rats, mice, or rabbits, whatever it was, always seemed to eat my sweet corn. So I took drastic measures and covered them up, and I have got sweet corn this year. Here's my golden delicious apple tree. Familiar theme, grown better than ever. I love my golden delicious apples. So we've got an abundance of those also. And then just round the back of the greenhouse, we've got plenty of courgettes. Been picking those for weeks and weeks and weeks now. I think one mistake I did make was by putting the sunflowers in the same bed, because I believe sunflowers are very, very greedy, and so they're taking up all the nutrients from in this raised bed. So next year I think I'll plant them outside this raised bed slightly separately. So the plants inside, the courgettes, and even the tomatoes. These are my first ever outdoor tomatoes. I always grow them in the greenhouse. So this year I've grown them outside. So really, really happy with those, and there's plenty more in there that are still to ripen up. And then finally, just to wrap this up, we'll go inside and have a look in the polytunnel. This was another brand new addition to the plot this year. Now it gets rather warm in there, so I've had to leave the door open, but then I keep finding birds go in, so I'll put this mesh on. You can just see that. Just attach that along the front. And in here we've got plenty of strawberries. Still getting the strawberries. I've got more of these tumbling toms. These are extra ones that I just couldn't bear to throw away. They're coming nicely. The chilies, they're all red at the moment. They will go, they're green at the moment, but will go red. They're the cayenne chilies. Not so good with the peppers. Don't know whether I'm going to get any. We'll see. And then these are the other melons. I think I planted too many in those grow bags. But at the back in there, hopefully you can see, there is a couple of melons growing nicely. There's one down on the floor as well. So I've got at least 2 melons. If I can keep those watered, hopefully I'll get those in a couple of weeks. And then I've got some more cucumbers. These again were extra ones. Couldn't bear to throw them away. Planted them, put them in amongst with the Cucamelons, and they have just taken over really. So that's gone up and along here now, and we've got the Cucamelons just dangling nicely. A proper little vine. Right, so I don't know whether that's worked or not. That's a plot tour in one take. Hope you've liked it. If you do, please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks everyone, take care. Bye now.